Hello and welcome back to another week of Sambo iRacing. We're back in the Porsche 911 992 GT3, this time at Sebring, ahead of the Sebring 12 special event on iRacing. And if you want to race the exact setup being driven by Johnny in this track guide, you can go to our website, sambosetups.com, or our Patreon page. There are links to both in the description. We have, of course, done setups for every single car taking part in the event, so best of luck if you're doing it. Now, we're going to do a hot lap, a breakdown, then we will be back in the cockpit one final time, the driving line on. And I'll see you in about 2 minutes for the breakdown after the hot lap. The breakdown lap. So hopefully you've not watched one of these before, because if so, it's going to bore you, because they're exactly the same for the GT3s. First braking marker is the little kink in this barrier on the right hand side. It's moving away from us, then it's going to start moving back towards us, and as we get there, we're going to get on the brakes only to about 30-35%. We're now going to trail it off, dropping it down to 4th, and then we're going to start picking back up on the gas once we're pointing ahead at that tree that you can see off in the distance. And we get back up to 100%. If we've done that right, we're going to exit here with our right-hand tyres on the exit curbing. And for the next corner, we are going to start braking once we are alongside these cones on the right-hand side in this entrance road. So as you can see, we're alongside them now. We start getting on the brakes up to a maximum of about 50%. We're going to hold that there until the final cone. Then we're going to start trailing it off down second, and we're going to get back on the gas nice and early. We don't really want to take too much of this curb on the left-hand side, because it's going to throw off our exit, which is the entry into the next corner. So we're going to get nice and tight to it without hitting it. As you can see, we go up to 100%, then a little lift as we go through this next part. And then as soon as the car settles down, we straighten the wheel. We're alongside this little curbing on the right side. We get on the brakes to about 25%, and then trailing it off, and then smoothly back on the gas in second. And again, avoiding the curb on the left-hand side so that it doesn't throw off our exit. Now we're going to go flat out all the way through Big Bend. Love the corner names in America. And we are going to start braking for the turn 7 hairpin once all 4 of our tyres are on this dark asphalt up ahead. So we go on there, as you can see, so just ahead of the 4 cones. And we brake up to a maximum of about 60%. Hold it, hold it, hold it, all the way until we're alongside this rumble strip on the left-hand side. And now we're going to trail it off down to first, back on the gas at the apex. Right, for turn 10 Cunningham, we're going to start braking once we're alongside the first set of cones again on the left-hand side. So, and again, holding it to a maximum of about 60%. If you are braking harder than this in a GT3, by the way, it's not good. back on the gas at the apex in second. And I always get a load of people saying, I brake later and it's faster. Yeah, mate, you're 1.8k. This is 10,500 at iRating. Gianni Lutzu, he's showing you how to do it properly. And without you having to pay for the coaching. Right, for the next corner, turn 13, we are going to brake just after this curve on the right-hand side. I'm going to do it when we're basically a third of the way across from that curve towards these cones that are directly ahead, and we're going to be pointing between the 2 and the 1 cone initially. So we're going to get on the brakes exactly where we are now. You can see brake input is just being applied. Brake again up to a maximum about 55-60%. We want to be all the way out here, and now as we trail it off in second gear, we can pick up and get back to 100% right at the apex. If you've done it right, you're going to exit nicely on this exit curving. We're going to be flat here through Bishop, turn 14, and we're going to give ourselves a nice wide entry so that once we're alongside this, So, right, two things to look for here as the braking marker. Now, if the sun's low in the sky up ahead, you can actually see the change in asphalt. But without that, what we can look for is the end of this rumble strip on the left-hand side or the end of the tyre wall if you're on the, can only see on the right-hand side. We're going to start braking once we get there up to about 50-55%, trail it off down to third. We want our right-hand tyres right on this rumble strip on the right-hand side. Smoothly back on the gas, and now for the next corner, once we straighten the wheel in a second, well, not going to straighten it, sorry, once we increase the turn in the wheel, we're going to start trailing off on the throttle. We want all 4 of our tyres to get over to the left-hand side of this white line coming up, and then as we get there, we go on the brakes to about 30-35%, trail it off, and then back on the gas in third gear as early as possible so that we carry all that speed down the Ullman straight. After 15, 16 guides for Sebring this week, it's all I can see in my sleep now. Right, at the 2 cone, we are going to start our turn in for turn 17. And just after the 2 cone and before the 1 cone, we're going to get on the brakes, not overly hard, only up to about 45-50%. We're totally ignoring this apex on the right-hand side with this little Marshall sat in there. And we want to try and get all the way over to these cones on the left-hand side. And that means this really wide entry means we can now trail off and cut back, and we can start picking back up on the gas nice and early, well ahead of the Mission Bridge, so that when we are actually under the bridge, we're already up to 100%. We've already got almost 90-degree lock on, and we're just going to hold it, hold it, hold it. We grip up, we don't hit the outside wall, we pin our ears back to the line, and over and across we go in a 57.3. Right, this was done on track temps of 25 degrees, so it was 10 a.m., just after 10 a.m. on 27th of March, using forecast weather, 0% track usage, which is why it says track status clean. Any questions, let me know in the comments, and we've got one final version coming up next with the driving line on and without me talking. Enjoy.